Why is religion so often obsessed with fear? It's like they've got a monopoly on doom and gloom. The imagery is dark, the messages are dire, and it feels like you're constantly being reminded of the worst-case scenario. But why resort to fear-mongering? What's the end game here? Is it really necessary to scare people into belief? Fear can be a powerful motivator, but it's also a destructive one. It creates anxiety, division, and a sense of dread that can be hard to shake. Why not entice people with, I don't know, puppies or endless pizza? Imagine a belief system that focused on joy, love, and community. Instead of scaring people into submission, it could inspire them to be better, kinder, and more compassionate. Surely there are more appealing selling points for a belief system. Think about it. A community that celebrates life, that brings people together in happiness and support. A place where you feel uplifted, not weighed down by fear. That's the kind of belief system that would truly resonate with people, one that offers hope, joy, and a sense of belonging. So, why so scary? Maybe it's time to rethink the approach and focus on what truly matters: love, compassion, and the joy of being together. Hell, a place of eternal torment, a realm where the damned are said to suffer for their sins. It's a concept that has haunted humanity for centuries, a place where the worst fears come to life. It's the ultimate boogeyman, the ultimate threat. The idea of hell has been used to control, to instill fear, and to keep people in line. It's a powerful tool, a way to ensure obedience through the promise of eternal suffering. Imagine the worst sunburn you've ever had, multiply that by infinity, and then spend eternity thinking about what you did to end up there. The pain, the regret, the endless torment. It's a nightmare that never ends, a punishment that fits no crime. Not exactly a recipe for a relaxing afterlife, is it? The fear of hell can be paralyzing, a constant shadow that looms over every decision, every action. It's a weight that can crush the spirit, a burden that can never be lifted. And it's not just hell. There's also the concept of sin, the idea that every action, every thought, every desire can be judged and found wanting. It's a constant struggle to be good, to be pure, to be worthy of salvation. Every religion has its own laundry list of no-nos, and let's just say they're not exactly big on personal freedom. The rules can be confusing, contradictory, and impossible to follow. It's a game where the deck is stacked against you, where the rules are always changing. Think of it like this. You're given a giant rule book written in a language you don't understand, and then you're punished for breaking the rules you didn't even know existed. Sounds fair, right? It's a system designed to keep you in line, to make you conform, to strip away your individuality. The fear of hell, the burden of sin, the weight of endless rules. It's a recipe for control, a way to keep you in check. But what if there's another way? What if we could break free from the fear, the guilt, the endless cycle of punishment and reward? What if we could find our own path, our own way to live, without the shadow of hell hanging over us? It's a question worth asking, a journey worth taking. Because in the end, the only hell that truly exists is the one we create for ourselves. Religion guilt trips people, I understand. You must have had a really important reason. From the moment we're born, we're told we're inherently flawed, stained by this mythical thing called original sin. It's like starting a marathon with a 50-pound weight strapped to your ankle. And the only way to get rid of it? Blind faith and unwavering obedience, of course. We should be allowed to ask questions, like critical thinking, but questioning things? That's a slippery slope, my friend. Next thing you know, you'll be questioning the existence of, well, everything. And then where would we be? Blind faith is the name of the game here. Don't ask, don't tell, and definitely don't think for yourself. Just accept everything you're told without question. Because apparently, that's what a good, obedient follower does. Here's the thing about the afterlife. Nobody knows what happens when we die. But religion swoops in, offering a handy-dandy roadmap to the great beyond. Problem is, this roadmap is more like one of those tourist traps with misleading signs and overpriced souvenirs. Suddenly, every decision you make in this life has eternal consequences. Forgot to pray before bed? Enjoy an eternity of fire and brimstone. Didn't fast for that one holiday? Say hello to the cosmic naughty corner. It's enough to make you want to stay in bed with the covers pulled over your head. Let's talk about money. Money, the lifeblood of many institutions and churches, are no exception. From the humble neighborhood chapel to the sprawling megachurches, finances play a crucial role in their operations. Because let's be real, religion has a bit of a complicated relationship with wealth. It's a relationship that has evolved over centuries, influenced by cultural, social, and economic factors. On the one hand, there's the whole money is the root of all evil thing. This phrase, often quoted from the Bible, serves as a moral compass for many, warning against the dangers of greed and materialism. On the other hand, have you seen some of those mega churches? These colossal structures, with their state-of-the-art facilities and luxurious interiors, stand in stark contrast to the humble teachings of modesty and simplicity. They make the Palace of Versailles look like a studio apartment. The sheer opulence of some of these places can be overwhelming, raising questions about the true purpose of such wealth. The point is, fear is a powerful motivator. Fear of the unknown, fear of judgment, fear of eternal damnation. These are potent emotions that can drive people to act in ways they might not otherwise consider. And what better way to exploit that fear than by convincing people they need to pay their way into heaven? The idea that financial contributions can secure a place in the afterlife is a concept that has been used and sometimes abused throughout history. It's like a cosmic protection racket, but with better PR. The promise of salvation in exchange for donations can be a compelling argument, especially when delivered with passion and conviction. Donate generously to avoid eternal damnation. This message, whether overt or implied, can be incredibly persuasive, tapping into deep-seated fears and hopes. It's a pretty persuasive pitch if you think about it. The combination of fear, hope, and the promise of eternal reward creates a powerful incentive for people to open their wallets and give generously. But it's not all about fear and manipulation. Many churches use these funds for genuinely good causes, building schools, hospitals, and providing community services. The money collected can make a real difference in people's lives. So, while the relationship between religion and money can be complex and sometimes controversial, it's also a story of generosity, community, and hope. It's a reminder that, at its best, the act of giving can be a powerful force for good. In the end, it's up to each individual to decide how they view this relationship and what role they want to play in it. Whether driven by faith, fear, or a desire to help others, the act of giving remains a deeply personal and often profound experience. So, is a belief system that relies on fear truly moral? Is threatening people with eternal damnation really the best way to promote peace, love, and understanding? Sure, it might eventually learn to obey out of sheer terror, but is that really the kind of relationship we want to have with our deities? Or with each other, for that matter? Imagine a world where we don't need the threat of eternal damnation to be decent human beings. A world where we treat each other with kindness and compassion because it's the right thing to do, not because we're afraid of some cosmic punishment. We don't need fear to be good. In fact, I'd argue that true morality comes from a place of love, empathy, and understanding. It's about recognizing our shared humanity and treating each other with dignity and respect, regardless of our beliefs or lack thereof. So the next time someone tries to sell you on a belief system that relies on fear, remember this: you have a choice. You can choose to live in fear, constantly looking over your shoulder, worried about angering some invisible sky daddy, or you can choose to live in love, embracing the beauty and wonder of this life, and treating each other with kindness and compassion. The choice is yours. What will you choose? Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Freethinker's Journey.